Hi, I'm Dr. Nancy, and I teach the Gottman Level 1, 2, and 3 course at our office here in Costa Mesa in Southern California. And that's for clinicians. And I just wanted to say a little bit about how the levels are structured. Level 1, we talk about how this visionary research came to be, and how it was conceptualized and how it was put into action. And then we look at, from the research, can we predict divorce with reasonable certainty? And it turned out that yes, it could be predicted within a 90 to 94% accuracy by watching a couple and doing their physiological measures and all that, including jiggleometers on the chair. I mean, how cute is that? It's like, how much do you fidget during certain parts of your discussion? And of course, those of us that are ADD would probably fidget a lot, but nonetheless, it was a telltale sign. So, can we predict divorce? And if we can, then what do the masters of marriage do that are different from their counterparts who don't make it in relationship, who stay together unhappily, or who separate? Based on that, then emerged a model of what makes a good relationship. It's not just reversing the grammar of the people who didn't make it, but it's really taking a look at what the people who were successful did and what the people who weren't successful did and did not. And so a model was built, they called it the Sound Relationship House. And so we talk about the model, so the research and then the theory that builds the model. And then we talk about how to assess what's going on with a couple, so that, like if you went to a doctor and you said your stomach hurt and they just started applying medication, it probably wouldn't impress you very much. It's best to have an x-ray or an ultrasound or something, blood work, for God's sake. So we, therapists, we can't do that, so we have to do other kinds of assessments. So how do you assess to see where the couple is and what they need? Because we're looking for the necessary and sufficient pieces that need to change, the little pieces that need to change to make the biggest trajectory toward success. And that's one of John Gottman's one of his greatest attributes, that he looks for the smallest unit of change that can make the greatest level of change in the trajectory. Then, and then we look at interventions. So in level 1, you also see a wonderful couple go through some of the interventions in the assessments phase with Julie Gottman, who is she is a quintessential clinician. She is one of the best I've ever seen. And she has game, because she's, willing to put herself out there on videotape doing therapy with clients for us in perpetuity. And that's guts, I gotta say, but she's really good. And so she demonstrates the interventions with a wonderful, wonderful couple that all of us fall in love with immediately and want to take home with us. And then level 2 is seeing a couple that's much more difficult, seeing her work with another couple that's much more difficult, in which there are comorbidities like borderline personality disorder and depression and stuff like that. And then we role play the interventions. So, most people hate me when I say, now you're going to role play. They're like, ew, I hate you, go away. But honestly, at the end of level 2, when I ask people what was the best thing about level 2 for them, they say the role play. So trust me, it works. And then level 3, you bring your own cases and your own videotapes. And whereas level 2 are more canned role plays with some tweaks, they're basically looking at what Julie did and then kind of doing that and then kind of changing it up a little bit. But in level 3, you bring your own cases and your own videotapes, and we try to role play those, so that it's real life experiences. So, and then we also, in level 2, we also cover comorbidities. So we look in level 2 at domestic violence, at affairs and trauma, and addictions. So in level 3, maybe you bring a videotape for one of those and we look at how to role play that. So it's getting real hands-on experience, now with each other, but it's really excellent. It's the best training model I've seen. So I hope I'll see you there. It's fun. We do it in a small, cozy atmosphere in my office. We have usually between 6 and 18 people. It's not a big, scary place. So, and there's no judgment from me or any of us. We're all in the soup together, trying to learn from each other. So, hope you'll come.